U.S. resident. And in Washington state, 3 unfinished multi-million-dollar homes burned down Monday in the Seattle suburb of Woodinville. A sign left at the scene of the fire indicated it was set by members of the Earth Liberation Front. All the homes were unoccupied. No one was injured in the blaze that caused an estimated $7 million in damage. The homes were marketed as being located on a street of dreams. Some environmentalists had opposed the new luxury development because of its close proximity to the Bear Creek, which is home to endangered Chinook salmon. The fire occurred while a 32-year-old violin teacher named Brianna Waters is on trial in Tacoma, Washington. Waters has been charged with acting as a lookout during a fire set at the University of Washington Center for Urban Horticulture in 2001. And those are some of the headlines. This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman.
Okay, everyone. I'm outside here at work here making this video because I need to... I meant to do this yesterday when I was watching Democracy Now!, but I'm going to do it now. I'll upload it later. But I don't know if... Did you guys hear about the ELF burning down these houses in Seattle? I had no idea about it until yesterday, when I saw it on CNN, and they talked about 2 things of violence back to back, 2 violent related things. The first one was the ELF thing burning the houses down, and then the second thing was a man, black man, although his race didn't really seem important to the discussion, but it was a man who opened fire on a group of people in a shopping center or someplace in Florida. He just opened fire, just indiscriminately shooting people, and then he shot himself. Maybe it was a bank, I'm not sure. But it was interesting because both those issues are 2 things that I've talked about a lot on this channel that, you know, the mainstream media completely for ideological reasons cannot focus on. So the ELF torched a bunch of houses that apparently a lot of environmental activists were against. And I didn't know much about the ELF, so I went online and researched them a little bit. But let me see here. 1 second. Let's see if I can... Here we go. They're called the Earth Liberation Front. And they have published guidelines, and they go like this. 1, to inflict maximum economic damage on those profiting from the destruction and exploitation of the natural environment. 2, to reveal to and to educate the public about the atrocities committed against the earth and all species that populate it. And 3, to take all necessary precautions against harming any animal... To take all necessary precautions against harming any animal, human and non-human. It's a long Wikipedia article, so if you guys want to go to Wikipedia to read it, you know, be my guest. I haven't read the whole thing yet. I really should have read it before I made this clip, but I forgot. Oh, there's a map here too about how much property damage they've done. 7,400,000 in Washington, 3,299,000 in Oregon, $53 million in California, minimal in Alabama, nothing in Louisiana, of course. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that on some level the state must consider these people to be terrorists. And their organization scheme is very much, it's not like there's no central organization whatsoever. It's any group of people can join together and form their own ELF group, and then, you know, figure out how to burn houses down. You know, since we talk about violence a lot on this channel, I thought this was a good thing to bring up. So, when I first read this article, I was kind of like, woohoo! Woohoo! Somebody finally had the balls to have common sense. Those three principles I just read to you from the Wikipedia page, those sound excellent. Everyone needs to be doing this. Why isn't everyone doing this? If the real goal is we have to fight back and stop the environmental destruction of the planet before it kills all of us off, or we have to stop the people who are destroying the environment before it kills all of us off, then what these people are doing is a great thing. They're doing a great thing. So I just want to say, you know, because this whole violence thing is something that we all have to come to terms with ourselves, you know. And for most part, all of my discussions involving violence against the state have been just discussions, not about actually using violence. And I read all this Derrick Jensen stuff too, you know. But you know, I have to say, I have to say, I think what the ELF is doing is a fucking great thing, okay? I think if more people in the United States were torching houses down and protecting the environment, America would be a much, much better fucking place to be, okay? That's what I think. There we go. Go ELF. If any of you ELF guys happen to check out my YouTube channel, please let me know. I would love to interview you or leave a nice comment somewhere or something. So I wonder about that. And then what I thought was interesting also was that the two acts of violence that CNN covered, the shooting spree and this ELF thing, were both presented back to back with no context of either one of them. So it really just made it look like it was just violence and violence, just more and more violence. Like the culture's full of violence, But it didn't explain, like, I don't know, like maybe the reason why people go into places and shoot everybody up is because they're really pissed off because they're really poor or they're having a hard time, making the rent or whatever reason. I mean, we could spend time thinking of a million reasons within our culture why somebody could be angry like this, but they didn't spend any time thinking of any reasons, which I thought was amazing. And then the ELF thing, no one was damaged in that property at all. I mean, they burned, I don't know how many houses, and they cost, so many millions of dollars in damage, but not one single person was injured, because one of their charter points is to not injure animals, human or non-human. So, but that wasn't mentioned whatsoever. So even though, the torching and burning of houses was juxtaposed right with the death of a lot of people, and yet there was no description, there was no understanding, no information at all about the differences between the two, which I thought was very interesting. So I want you guys. I know we talk about particularly certain people on my channel, Everything for Everyone, the Australian guy, talks a lot about this, using violence against the state and things, and so I thought I'd bring that up because no one seems to have talked about it yet. And then we can talk about, do you think burning houses is an effective way of doing this? Although, I have to say, though, if we're all going to talk about violence, somebody has the balls to do it. And I don't believe in condemning those people for doing it. I don't know, I mean, technically, I don't know if I can go rah-rah, go ELFF, because, they might be considered a terrorist organization. But at the same time, though, if they're doing this, I have to say, if more people were torching houses, America would be much better off, all right? We could do a much better job of saving the environment. I mean, there's a mentality we have to stamp out, and it's very clear the mentality isn't going to be stamped out by asking nicely. So I say go ELF. ELF. Go ELF. Go Hamas. Go ELF. ELF. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't make a whole lot of videos much, you guys, because I spend a lot of time working, and I'm learning Japanese now. So I'm trying to see if I can go teach English in Japan. So I spent a lot of time working on my Nihongo. But watashi wa Nihongo hanashite. Watashi wa Nihongo hanashite. Yeah, I mean I speak English. I mean I speak Japanese. But so yeah, you guys should talk about this. These guys burned a bunch of houses down in the hopes of saving the environment. Do you think that's an effective method for going about this problem or not? And if you don't think it's an effective method, what is your solution? Because we're running out of time, and I think we all know that. So, I just think, having if an ELF group was in Louisiana, I just think, I think all these stupid hunter Republican people who just want to chop down trees and kill wildlife and kill deer, I think some of them would have to think a little. So, I don't know. That's all I have to say.